I ripped my boy Felix here because, as many of you know, he is out for the season now. Toe injury, and I guess I'm going to try to get him healthy, come back next year. And that's a huge loss for us because we saw what he could do and how it could really help his team. I know all of us were super excited when we drafted him with our first pick. I know I was jumping up going crazy because he was the guy that I wanted. And he in every game he's played this year, he's produced. So he's going to be sorely missed this year, definitely. He already has been, but now we know he's not getting back. It's tough because he was such a good compliment to Barber. But what I want to see from the coaching staff this week is to use that depth that we drafted in the draft, because we didn't do that at quarterback. I mean, when Romo went down, we had Brad Johnson and Bollinger, two guys who are scrubs right now and can't get the job done. But in the draft, we took Felix Jones, and we also took Tashard Choice. Guys, I don't know if you've been watching, but whenever Tashard Choice gets in there, he does an excellent job. He's a power runner, and he's a speed runner. Barber's a straight beast, and Barber's the starter, and Barber is the featured back. But since Felix is out, we do not need to get away from using that dual running back system. And I think Tashard can take that role. I have a lot of faith in this guy. I like this guy, and I really want to see a heavy dose of him as well. So you can keep Barber fresh to continue to punish guys, not just for one game, but throughout an entire season and for years to come. But let's talk about this game coming up. The San Francisco 49ers are coming to Dallas to try to get a win. The 3-7 San Francisco 49ers are coming to Dallas to try to get a win. It's not happening. And I'll tell you why it's not happening. I know a lot of 49ers fans say, oh, we've got Mike Singletary, and he's motivating us, and so we're going to win. And that, oh, well, now there's a new mentality, and then blah, 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 blah. We beat the Rams, and you didn't beat the Rams. Okay, listen here, guys. You guys are playing for pride right now. You guys are playing for not being the bottom of the NFL. Though I don't understand that. I mean, you can try to get a, right now I thought you're competing with the Lions trying to get a first-round draft pick. But you're going against a team right now who has been playing subpar up until late. A team that was a Super Bowl favorite going in and has now found themselves at 6-4, trying to fight their way into the playoffs. A team that's finally found their way back into this thing, getting their quarterback back, and can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Dallas is not going to lose to the 49ers, and if they do, they don't deserve to be in the playoffs. Because let me tell you something, with a sense of urgency that has to be with it, because this is the biggest game of the season. As I said last week was the biggest game of the season, this is the biggest game of the season. Because if we lose this game, we're back in the hole that we had dug for ourselves earlier this season. Now, I look at the 49ers, and I don't see it. Okay? You've got Frank Gore, who is awesome, and you've got Patrick Willis on defense. I know Vernon Davis, and I know Sean Hill because people talk about him. If your third-string quarterback can come in there and beat us, I'm not going to sit there and attribute that to the San Francisco 49ers. I'm going to attribute that to the lackluster play of the Cowboys, and I'm sorry. Because there is no reason for Dallas to lose this game. You're at home. You're playing a team you're supposed to beat. And I look for this team who's got a new mentality, who played great last week. In a tough win against a very good Redskins team on the road. When you come back home and you play a team you're supposed to beat, do it. Because that's what good teams are supposed to do. I look for Dallas to prove that they are a good team and on the up and up. We need to win this game. I know the Seahawks are down the road and they're not very good, and then you've got Pittsburgh on the horizon. And I really don't hope that this Dallas Cowboys are looking 2 weeks ahead to when we play the Pittsburgh Steelers. Focus on this week. Because the Niners can beat you. They're not completely inept. But there's no reason they should. Tony Romo and all those weapons, plus Marion Barber and hopefully a good dose of Tashard Choice, offense will be fine. And the defense last week was able to come up and shut down the Redskins. That same pass rush better be coming this week and put Sean Hill on his back. And I don't even know if they have another quarterback. I don't know if he starts playing bad, they're going to put someone else in. I mean, Alex Smith, hopefully that happens. So, I know a lot of the Redskins fans are naming off all these wide receivers they had. I really have no idea who those guys are. And maybe they'll show up and prove to me something, but right now they're not. Dallas wins big. Dallas needs to win big to make a statement and just to really give themselves even more confidence going down the road. Dallas Cowboys, Sunday, early game. I kind of hate those, but when you're playing a sorry team, that's what happens. How about them Cowboys? Let's whip up on the 49ers, and no, this is not still a rivalry. I know this is an historical rivalry, but let's face it. Back in the 90s and the 80s, yeah, I'll tell you straight up, back in the 90s when I was younger, if you asked me who about the number one team I hated the most, I would say the San Francisco 49ers. But now, they've been in it. I mean, it's not a team we play every year, so it's lost that luster. I know you 49er fans keep trying to say, don't forget the rivalry. Don't forget the rivalry. You're the ones who forgot the rivalry because you couldn't even put a decent team together. That's all I got to say. How about them Cowboys? Let's whip the 49ers like we're supposed to this coming Sunday, and let's move on, trying to get ourselves into that playoffs. How about them Cowboys?